So after all the talk, it finally got made. Tyson Fury will defend his WBC heavyweight title against mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte on April 23rd at Wembley Stadium. This could be the biggest heavyweight domestic fight between two Brits since Frank Bruno and Lennox Lewis. 90,000 tickets apparently have almost been sold. 85,000 were apparently sold on the first day. And obviously we had the kick-off press conference in which Dillian Whyte didn't turn up. Obviously there's a few reasons apparently why he didn't turn up. He was advised by his lawyers not to turn up to the press conference, and it seemed to frustrate Frank Warren and Tyson Fury, but the show must go on. Tyson Fury does what Tyson Fury does. You know, he was selling the fight. He was calling Dillian Whyte this and that. You know, just doing what Tyson Fury does, his usual stick. And people enjoy it, but it would have been a lot better if Dillian Whyte was there and we could see these two having a back and forth, and you could see it getting hostile and stuff like that. But this is an interesting fight. Like, a lot of people are just expecting Tyson Fury to walk through Dillian Whyte, and that could happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I think Dillian Whyte is a good fighter. I think he gets slept on quite a bit, Dillian Whyte. And yeah, he's had some bad knockout losses to Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin, but, you know, he's had some good performances as well, you know, against Joseph Parker. Obviously, the two fights with Derek Chisora, which were very close and competitive. A lot of people had Derek Chisora winning both fights, obviously, until the stoppage in the second fight in which he knocked Derek Chisora out. Like, nobody's put Derek Chisora out cold like Dillian Whyte did in their rematch. You know what I mean? You know, he put Joseph Parker on the canvas for the first time in his career. You know, Dillian Whyte's had some good performances to knock out over Lucas Brown. You know, people could say what they want about Lucas Brown, but he's a former WBA heavyweight champion. So, you know, Dillian Whyte, you can't sleep on him. He has got power in that left hand, and yeah, he's not as tall, and he hasn't got the reach that Tyson Fury has, something like a 7-inch reaching advantage for Tyson Fury going into the fight, and a 5 or 6 inch height advantage going into the fight. So Tyson Fury could just use that against Dillian Whyte. You know, he could just box pretty, you know, move, hit him with a jab, and just use his footwork and his height and his reach to frustrate Dillian Whyte and just pick him off. You know, you could see Tyson Fury doing that. But you could also see Tyson Fury doing what he's been doing in his last couple of fights against the likes of Deontay Wilder, now that he's linked up with Javon Sugar Hill. You know, be aggressive, come forward. But I think that's what Dillian Whyte will want. Dillian Whyte, I think if he's going to win this fight, then he's got to commit to everything against Tyson Fury. The jab, every attack. You know what I mean? Dillian Whyte's got to commit to everything to beat Tyson Fury. You can't go there and have a boxing match with Tyson Fury, because you will not win a boxing match with Tyson Fury. He'll get picked apart. So if Dillian Whyte's going to win this fight, then he's going to have to make this a dogfight. He's going to have to try and not get hurt by Tyson Fury when he is doing these attacks, and he's going to have to try and put everything into what he's doing in the ring that night. But easier said than done, because Tyson Fury, he can hit you with uppercuts, he can hit you with great counters, stuff like that. So it's not just as easy just, you know, putting it on him as people think. But, you know, Tyson Fury, will he take that approach? Will he put it on Dillian Whyte? I think that is an advantage for Dillian Whyte if Tyson Fury just comes and tries to put it on him, because then Dillian Whyte has a chance to counter. You know, Dillian Whyte is very good at catch and shoot counters, in my opinion, especially with the left hook. He'll catch and shoot, and he'll catch you with that left hook, and he's very dangerous with that left hook. He can put your lights out. And I know people are saying, oh, if Tyson Fury could take Deontay Wilder's power, then he'll take Dillian Whyte's power. Boxing doesn't work like that. You know, you can get knocked out at any time by anybody, especially in the heavyweight division, and Dillian Whyte has enough power to put Tyson Fury away if he catches him right with that left hand. So you cannot sleep on Dillian Whyte in terms of him not being able to knock Tyson Fury out. You can't just say this Wilder argument that, oh, he took Wilder's best shot, so obviously he's going to take everybody else's best shot. Boxing doesn't work like that. Like, you can get knocked out by somebody you're not expecting to get knocked out by, and take the punches of the biggest puncher in the division. It can happen in boxing. It's a strange and wonderful sport. But saying that, I do believe Tyson Fury will beat Dillian Whyte on April 23rd if he comes in sharp, if he comes in focused, in which I'm thinking he is. He looks like he's not looking past Dillian Whyte. He looks like he's taking this fight seriously, and he's taking a good approach towards it. He looked okay at the press conference. Tyson Fury looked in shape. You know what I mean? He looked like he's been training. He didn't look fat. He didn't look overweight. He looked like he's been training. He looked trim, Tyson Fury. So maybe he'll come into this fight a bit lighter than what he did for Deontay Wilder. Maybe he'll take a more boxing approach against Dillian Whyte, knowing that if he just moves and hits him with a jab and, you know, picks him off, that he'll just break him down. same way he did to Derek Chisora all them years ago. So, you know, this is an interesting matchup. It's not as straightforward, in my opinion, as people think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a decent fight. I think it's going to be a fun fight, which I expect Tyson Fury to win, possibly wide on points or by a late stoppage. That's what I'm going with right now. Obviously, as the fight draws closer, I'm going to change my opinion of who's going to win this fight and how they're going to win this fight, etc. But at the moment, I'm thinking Tyson Fury is going to stop Dillian Whyte late on, or he's going to win wide on points. So comment below in the comment section, what do you guys think about this fight? What's your prediction? Is it the same as mine? Are you picking Dillian Whyte? You know, just comment below in the comment section and subscribe to the channel. I'm out.